But if you challenge yourself and get out there, something is going to happen.
Babe, don't you break my heart. It was already broken.
Welcome back to the Andrew Adventure. What an adventure it is. I am Dr. Ben Andrew, and there are some things to talk about. First and foremost, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this with somebody. Feel free to comment. I enjoy reading those comments and responding. We can have some dialogue. Total strangers having a conversation, and most likely it'll be in a positive direction because that's what this page is about. So let's get to it. Life after the federal government. Life after the federal government. If you have been here for a while, you know that I had some ups and downs and hurdles to jump with the federal layoffs, caught in between the decisions of the courts and the current administration. One says it's illegal to fire people for no reason. The other says we need to cut down. Back and forth. They laid me off, recalled me back, and I made the decision as a competent, as an educated, experienced professional, someone who didn't want to be in the middle of a tug of war. I made the decision to resign on my own. It's absolutely a personal decision, whatever's best for your family. If you're a federal employee, especially, whatever's best for your family is something to talk about. Right now, they're doing the deferred resignation, um, giving people an opportunity to resign. And with that opportunity to resign, they'd be paid up until September, of course, once you apply for that. And once you accept that type of resignation, it has to be approved. And if it's approved, you can get paid up until September. I personally did not want to wait for that. I just wanted to move on and carry on with the rest of my life. There's a lot of life to go, and life is good. So let's talk life now. Of course, I was a leader in the federal government. My title was the Chief of Safety and Emergency Management. And with that leadership came a bit of influence, and influence over procedures, policy. Most importantly, the influence I cherish the most is the influence I have had on people and vice versa. Made some great connections, especially with those individuals on my team. I still keep in contact with them. In fact, we talk on a daily basis. Even though I've moved on, began a new role, started in a new company, all things new, I still make sure that I'm encouraging and inspiring the people that I was encouraging and inspiring while I was in the position of being their supervisor, coworker, etc., etc. I said that to say that life truly moves on. If you are a federal employee or if you are someone who you're desiring a difference in your professional life, you may be considering doing entrepreneurial activities. You may be considering moving on from the job to another job. Listen, life truly moves on. Now, in the federal government, that's something that you're going to have to think about. If you're going to move on, you have to think about things that you have to sever yourself from. And many people are calculated risk takers, and there's nothing wrong with making a calculated risk. I personally was able to land well because I was confident and I knew that being an expert in my field, a certified expert in my field, I knew that I would be able to land a role. And here's the thing, I wasn't looking for the highest paying role. My main thing was locale. I wanted to work closer to home, so I started searching within that 10 to 20-mile radius compared to the hour drive that I was driving every day in the federal government. I was very fortunate and blessed to land something only 20 minutes from my house. It's surreal. Absolutely, it is surreal. And I'm so grateful I found that. I'm so grateful that we were able to negotiate. And I'm very grateful that I accepted that role. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's been about 2 weeks. I want you to think about what your next looks like. What does your next look like? If you are someone who feels that there may be a move happening, whether it is a move of the referred resignation, whether it is a move of you deciding to resign. What does your next look like? One thing I've always maintained is that ability to have vision for my tomorrow. Not necessarily tomorrow, the next day, but later on down the line. What does your next look like? How are you preparing for that? What steps are you taking to ensure that you get there? If you're someone who's just living day by day, whatever happens, happens, I don't know if that's where you want to be, especially in this economy, especially in this job market. There's tons of people in the job market. There's tons of unemployed people due to the fact that there's so many individuals entering back into the normal workforce, not just federal government, but there's individuals transitioning away from even jobs that have been cut. There are some statistics that show that there has been some job growth. However, there's also statistics that show that there are some industries that are suffering because of all of this change that's going on. So you have to prepare yourself, whether it is ensuring that your resume is up to date, updating your LinkedIn profile, renewing some contacts, and even searching for some different industries, certification, education, and so on. Got to prepare yourself. What you don't want to do is become stagnant. Don't become stagnant if you're someone who's developing, especially young professionals. Don't become stagnant. We call this paralysis by overanalysis. You're overanalyzing everything so much so that you cannot move forward because your analytical mind has attached itself to the fears of what the next will look like, fears of the unknown. It is not the time to be afraid. It isn't the time to shy away from your development, but it is the time to pursue. I want to invite you into that frame of mind that you have to pursue your next. You got to pursue it. It's not going to be given to you. You have to pursue it. And I hope this video is helping you to make some decisions so that you'd be able to take some actionable steps toward the next stage of your life, your professional life. And you have to want to work toward it more than you want it in your mind. Have the will to work toward it. It won't just fall in your lap, but it's going to be something that arrives because you've put in the effort, the research, and the time to cultivate an environment where this is now happening for you. It is not the end. Job change, job transition isn't the end. I resigned on a Friday. I started my job on a Monday. You have to decide what your next looks like. My advice is not to chase compensation, status, titles. Don't chase that, but chase fulfillment. It may look like a different job title. It may be a different role. In fact, it may be a few steps down from what you are used to or what you feel you earned and deserve. It may be that. And that's the type of sacrifice that it takes to get to where you truly should be. But you have to be willing to work to get there. Have to be willing. Humble yourself through this. Be humble. It's not time to be arrogant. Be confident, but don't be arrogant.